Welcome back to the ESP32 coding series. Today, we're going to learn how to blink an LED using the ESP32. This is one of the most important beginner projects because it helps you understand GPIO output and how the ESP32 controls electronic components. Before we start coding, let's talk about the ESP32 pins that we can use. Some pins are great for output devices like LEDs, while others are input only or reserved for the system. For this project, we'll use GPIO because it's a stable digital output pin and works perfectly for blinking an LED. For this tutorial, we'll use Wokwi.com to simulate our ESP32 projects. Wokwi is great for beginners because you don't need real hardware, you can avoid wiring mistakes, and it's completely free to use. When creating a new project, make sure to choose the ESP32 DevKit V1 board, since it's the most common ESP32 model. Now let's design the schematic for our LED circuit. I'm using Altium Designer, but you can also use other software like Proteus, EasyAD, or KiCad. The important thing is understanding how the circuit works, not the software itself. Now that we've finished the schematic, let's recreate the circuit in Wokwi. First, I add the ESP32 DevKit board, then I connect a 220 ohm resistor to GPIO 4. After that, I connect the resistor to the LED anode, and finally connect the LED cathode to GND. Always double check your wiring before running the simulation, because even a small mistake like reversing the LED or connecting to the wrong GPIO pin can stop the circuit from working. Now let's move to the coding part. As we already know, ESP32 programs are usually divided into two main sections: setup and loop. The setup function runs only once, when the ESP32 starts up or resets. This section is mainly used for configuration. Here, we use pin mode for OUTP-UT. To configure GPIO, for as an output pin, so the ESP32 can send voltage to the LED. After setup finishes, the ESP32 continuously runs the loop function forever. This is the main execution part of the program. Inside loop, digital write 4, HIGH, sends 3.3 volts to GPIO 4, allowing current to flow through the resistor and LED, so the LED turns on. Then delay 1000. Pauses the program for 1000 milliseconds, which equals 1 second. Next, digital write 4, low, sets GPIO 4 to 0 volts, stopping the current flow, so the LED turns OFF. Finally, another delay, 1000, keeps the LED OFF for 1 second before the cycle repeats again and again, creating the blinking effect. Now let's run the simulation and see the LED blinking. If your wiring and code are correct, the LED should turn on and OFF every second. Now let's upload the code to a real ESP32 board and test it on actual hardware. I'm using the Arduino IDE with the ESP32 board package installed. After connecting the ESP32 through USB, we can simply compile and upload the code to the board. And that's it for today's lesson. Today, we learned how to control an LED using the ESP32, from circuit design to coding and real hardware testing. See you in the next ESP32 coding lesson. Thank you so much for watching. Here is your homework for today's lesson. Try to complete these exercises by yourself, and I'll review the solutions in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more ESP32 and electronics tutorials. See you in the next lesson.